Good morning, Pioneers. Today is Wednesday, February 14th. My name is Hallie Whistler.
And I'm Andrew Ingram, and this is your weekly premiere of the press.
Our cover story for today is a massive oil spill near the Caribbean islands.
Now, here's Sam to inform us on the devastating conflict that is taking place in the African country of Congo. Sam?
What's up, Pioneers? Let's take a look at the rising conflict that's happening in Congo right now.
As of recently, many Congolese civilians have been fleeing their homes due to the escalated conflict between the M23 rebel group and the Congolese army. Due to this, up to 2,500 innocent civilians have been transported to a hospital near the capital, Goma, because of the injuries that they have suffered in being caught in the crossfire between the two powers. As well as the injured, many of those civilians who are crowded in the hospital are those who are seeking shelter from the fighting. As of the past week, number of civilians seeking refuge have reached as high as 150,000, with 78,000 of the total being children. The MSF project coordinator has since commented on the current status of the situation, stating that the hospital is, quote, overwhelmed with thousands of people crowded inside, trying to find protection from the fighting. Alongside the Ministry of Health, we are doing our best to help everyone, but we do not have enough necessities such as food, end quote. As of now, many African protests have been commenced in efforts to withdraw the UN forces who failed to rein in rebel groups, including the M23.
That's all for today. Now back to the desk.
An overturned ship created a massive oil spill in the Caribbean last Wednesday. The spill occurred along Trinidad and Tobago's coastline, blackening about 9 miles of it. No emergency calls were made when the ship capsized, and as of now, no one has claimed the ship. On Sunday, Prime Minister Keith Rowley described the situation as a national emergency and said, quote, "The situation is not under control," end quote.
Multiple government agencies have been working to contain the spill, and there have been over 1,000 volunteers helping to de-escalate the situation. Authorities have installed floating barriers in the water to help avoid the oil from spreading. Nearby residents living in Lambeau have reported a strong stench, leaving some concerned for their health. People living in the area with respiratory illnesses have been advised by the government to wear masks and possibly self-relocate if needed.
The CDC is now revamping the COVID restrictions and guidelines. Before, the CDC was recommending that if someone tested positive for COVID, they should self-isolate for 5 days. Now they are recommending that a person who tests positive should choose for how long they want to stay home based on their symptoms. The CDC has yet to sign off on these changes, however, it is expected they will within the next week. Once the changes are made, it is encouraged to be recommended by doctors.
A $95 billion bill was just passed by the U.S. Senate, 70-29 yesterday. The foreign aid package is set to support Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. While many right-wing politicians disagree with the bill, a large number of Democrats deem it necessary. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has called on the U.S. House of Representatives to pass the bill. However, House Speaker Mike Johnson made it clear Monday night that he struggles with the bill because it does not address the southern border. We will make sure to update when we have more information.
New York hosted a special election to replace George Santos after he was expelled for Congress for lying and using a false persona. He was replaced with Tom Suozzo, a Democrat who grew up in New York. This flips the scale more towards the Democrats in the House, and Hakeem Jeffries, House Minority Leader, is saying, quote, "This is a win for New York and Congress," end quote.
This past weekend, a woman walked into the mega church of popular pastor Joe Osteen and opened fire. Ren has more on this shocking story. Ren?
What's up, Pioneers?
Thanks,
Let's take a
Andrew.
look at the
Last
rising
Sunday,
conflict that's happening in Congo right now.
Janesse Moreno, who is carrying an armed weapon, opened fire on members and visitors of the famed Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas, pastored by famous televangelist Joel Osteen. Moreno entered the church after threatening the guard. When she entered the converted sports area of the church, Moreno shot and injured 2 people, including a 7-year-old, and fired around 30 bullets. 2 off-duty officers that were in the church intervened and fatally shot Moreno. The 7-year-old was shot in the head and is in critical condition as of last night. The other victim, a 57-year-old male, was shot in the leg and is making a good recovery. Her mother-in-law has since claimed that she struggled with mental illness for years and has been on emotional hold in facilities many times. The church said they have recovered and they wish the best to the victims and the families affected. Now, Hallie takes a look into the current controversy at the Texas-Mexico border. Hallie?
What's up, Pioneers? Let's take a look at the rising conflict that's happening in...
Good morning, Pioneers. I took a look into the controversy at the Texas border. Here's more.
On January 10th, the Texas National Guard blocked the U.S. Border Patrol from placing surveillance in Shelby Park. Shelby Park has been overrun by Texas National Guard since the beginning of the new year, creating loads of media attention. Eagle Pass, Texas, the town where Shelby Park is located, is one of the busiest stretches on the Texas-Mexico border and has been an issue for Texas for years. Governor Abbott, Texas's governor, enacted Operation Lone Star, an initiative aimed towards border security almost 3 years ago. The initiative included new protocols at the border, but most notably included an order to place unclimbable razor wire around all of the Texas-Mexico border. Many people disagreed with this initiative, and after the denial of entry for the U.S. Border Patrol by Texas National Guard, under orders of Texas governor, media attention was back on Texas. 2 days later, on January 12th, Texas fully fortified Shelby Park, not allowing any entrance at all, and on that same day, Mexico alerted U.S. authorities that 3 Mexicans had drowned in the Rio Grande. With all the media attention increasing, on January 15th, the Biden administration submitted an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court asking for access to Shelby Park to remove the razor wire. Just 2 days prior, Texas National Guard had allowed 2 boats in the Rio Grande to patrol, but shortly after, asked them to remove themselves. All the tension led to the head of the Department of Homeland Security and the head of Texas Security going head-to-head, and Attorney General for Texas, Ken Paxton, saying, quote, "Texas won't back down," end quote. Finally, on January 22nd, the Supreme Court voted on the emergency appeal filed on January 15th, 5-4, to remove the razor wire. The decision was relayed to Texas the following day, and U.S. Border Patrol was granted access to Shelby Park. Even though the conflict was over, tensions remain at an all-time high, as on January 29th, the Department of Homeland Security received a letter signed by 26 state attorney generals in support of Texas. Along with this, a right-wing group by the name God's Army has taken to Texas to, quote, protect Texas.
As a reminder, this story is constantly evolving, and we'll bring you more news when we have some. Thank you for watching, and back to the desk. Thanks, Ren. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is in critical care after, quote, series of tests and evaluations, end quote. Austin was taken to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center Sunday afternoon after experiencing symptoms of emergent bladder issues. In a statement given from the hospital Monday, doctors say Austin underwent, quote, non-surgical procedures under general anesthesia, end quote. Austin has since transferred his duties to his deputy, while he expects to make a full recovery. This comes nearly a month after Austin was hospitalized for 2 weeks following complications regarding his treatment for prostate cancer.
Happy Valentine's Day, Pioneers. We have a few stories inspired by love for you today. In Denver, Colorado, artist Xander Phoenix has hidden 100 paper machine hearts made of dollar bills around the city as a random Valentine's surprise for anyone that finds them. The cash comes with a QR code linked to Phoenix's exhibit all about true love.
Elizabeth and Joshua Colbert got married on their shared birthday. The couple was born in the same hospital 1 room away on the same day and met through a dating app. People are calling them a match made in heaven. Elizabeth's mom said, quote, nothing could keep them apart. It was meant to be, end quote. That's all we have for today, Pioneers. As always, thanks for watching. For the press, I'm Hallie Whistler.
And I'm Andrew Ingram. Make sure to tune in next Wednesday for more national news, and have a great Valentine's Day.